Capitals!
And this is Backstage Interview.
My dreams from adolescent schemes, trying to find a way to work it out. I'm lying in a daze, floating through a maze. No one hears my voice.
So I Don't Like is pretty much my favorite song that we've written because it showcases true emotions that I think every girl feels at one time. We all kind of have that guy who betrays us and we just have to stand up to him. Complications, boys, the troubles we have with growing up in boys. Yeah, boys.
A school bus is a hearse, the weekend is a prize that I wait for. I guess
Pack a light bed.
And be very careful when walking downstairs. Because sometimes when you're on stage with your guitar and the stairs are a little bit away from the stage, you can fall on them like I did yesterday. So watch where you're going on stage.
I think you also have to be extremely energetic because being a band, you really have to excite the crowd for Allstar Weekend or the real band comes on. And yeah, if you're not energetic and you're on this big stage, you're going to look a little immature.
Jordan started playing guitar when she was 6 because she was inspired by Sheryl Crow. And then she met Megan at the guitar school because we had the same teacher.
We both started around the same time.
So I didn't really know.
Yeah, we didn't know each other, we just sort of saw each other at recitals. I'd always be super jealous of Megan because she's so talented. And Kylie started playing. And so Kylie and I started playing lessons together. And our voices just sort of combined really nicely. And started writing songs, so it was really fun. And we eventually ended up making a little record together with our guitar teacher. And he said, why don't you step this band a step further?
They had 2 other boys in the band, 1 drummer and 1 guitarist, and
they added Megan.
Yes, Megan was already there. That worked out for a while.
So the boys went their separate ways. We were looking for a new drummer, so I asked all my friends, and Eliza ended up knowing Phoebe. So we brought her in for an audition, and she rocked it, and we've been together ever since.
hey, hey, hey. Now listen.
Facebook. I like my me time because I find it, I love me time. I don't really like to be around people when I'm relaxing, so I watch a lot of TV and I do some of my homework and yeah, and I hang out with my friends when I'm not.
It's an incredible experience for us, and we opened for them back in September, and so it's kind of interesting to see how they've grown as a band and we've grown as a band, and just really working out so far. We only played 2 shows and we've been
They're really nice too. Yeah, it's great to work with artists that are good at music and no. I guess a lot of people perceive that it's going to be more glamorous than it is. They don't really get the sound checks or the really long nights and the immense amount of practicing that goes into it.
yeah, it's not. I mean, there are a lot of curves for what we do. It's a lot of work too.
Yes.
We, at the end of the day, we love it. So. Probably, well, going to new places is fun, but playing in our hometown, which is Toronto, is always so amazing. Yeah.
University.
Probably traveling and just writing music and playing shows and having a lot of fun.
I honestly just celebrate my dreams.
Same. It's fun.
To work it out. I'm lying in a daze, floating through a maze. No one hears me.
Yeah. For me personally, in like elementary school, like grade 2 or 3, I tried to start a band with my friends, and it didn't work out because we had no instruments. We just decided we were going to get a band. And they just assigned me as a drummer when I didn't know how to play, and so that was kind of the dream. And then it just kind of stopped because we didn't have our instruments or anything. None of us knew how to do anything. And then I took a break, and then I found a real band with instruments, and then the dream kind of lived on.
Same as Eliza, when I was in grade 2, I wanted to start a band with all my girlfriends and do sort of an Avril Lavigne cover band, but I was the only one who was playing instruments. Yeah. I think every little girl's dream is to make a band with all their best friends and just to run that all the time.
I don't know, maybe play Massey Hall. That would be.
I'd just like to inspire other young girls to become musicians.
My dad came up with it. We had all these band names. We were trying to figure something out, but they were all taken. And so then he just kind of he had an idea right. Really?
Epiphany. Yeah, epiphany. Epiphany.
A band name would represent us growing up. So, I probably want to become a fashion editor for a magazine. Something glamorous.
I probably want to be a teacher and work with people with disabilities. I'm not really sure. I would be a brother has autism, so I have like connection. I'd probably want to become like an architect or something.
I think teaching is fun. Any sort of teaching. I'd want to be a music teacher, but if it just teaching.
I think you need something that reminds you of home. So I have a very comfortable sweater that I wear all the time when we're traveling, and it's just cozy and it brings you down to earth. It doesn't make you super obnoxious. Right? Go ahead.
Hair straightener for sure.
Blow dryer.
Yeah.
Or I think Jordan's answer, I agree with him. So, blow dryer.
Something to pass the time. Lots of long drives. Yep.
So me when you don't get your way, so
Well, actually, the CD that Jordan and I had done with Eliza and Megan, our first
Kind of independent record.
yeah, so we
Did that with our music teacher in his little home studio, but how we got as big as we are is by him and his wife, Nada and Chantal from Beyonce.
so the story is we had this CD in our car, and my dad's friend Will, he actually is childhood friends with Rain Maida. And so Will was talking about his connection to Rain, and he said, here, let me take the CD so I can send it to Rain. And my dad was just over the moon, and he gave him like 50 copies. And then actually Rain contacted us, and he said, come meet with my wife at your show. So Jordan and I went to, where was it? Burlington?
Went to Hamilton at her show, and we got to meet her, and she pitched us to work with her, and Rain, and it was incredible. We just thought she was going to give us some advice with the future, and there you have it. The next summer, we went to California and we wrote some songs with them, and then we used them, and then
They signed us to Rain signed us to his record label, King Noise Records. So now, just
here we are.
yeah.
Snakes.
Scary people.
She doesn't like homeless people.
No, I don't have a Jordan. Don't.
Sorry.
I don't have an issue with homelessness. I'm afraid of. You do. No, okay. I'm just really cautious.
I'll tell you this story. So,
Don't leave the story.
oh, I will. So we were right beside, we're in the parking lot right beside a venue, and this homeless person just sort of came up to us, and like we had our window open, and he's like, do you hate me? And we were like, no, don't.
He was really intoxicated.
Yeah, he was passing out, curb and everything, and then I was just like, he was like, I have longer hair than you, and then swear word, and I said, it's your secret, don't wash your hair ever. Anyway, he was basically like, I thought he was gonna Kylie thought he was gonna come into the car and like stab us or something, because she was terrified. She's like, close the door, close the window, close the window, close the window. James. Calm down. The bus is just about to go on. And that's her biggest fear.
No, I'm not afraid of homeless people.
She's afraid of homeless people that are out here.
Scared. No, not
Crazy people.
no.
Yes. You ran away from a gypsy lady. And this lady came up to her and was like, can I read your palm? She's like, no. And she just put it away.
I'm just cautious. I'm not. My biggest fear is probably hurricanes and earthquakes and stuff. That
Natural disasters.
freaks me out. Like whenever I feel like the ground's shaking, I really not. And then, going in your head. I don't really know what my biggest fear is. Fearless. I don't know. I'm always scared when I drop my guitar. And then
I think most people say heights, but I think the thing behind the fear of heights is the fear of falling. So that's my
Allstar by Oasis. It's just kind of saying that we're trying to do something and we're trying to spread a message of girl power and just doing something. And so,
I'd say story of my life. That we do. We wrote that song to sort of as an anthem to describe how it's on rough days. And yeah, that's what I had to say.
I think life is I don't know, it's really relatable.
I'm gonna have to go to Jordan story of my life.
Now listen up.
When you see the people in the crowd and they're enjoying your music and they're singing your lyrics and they're bobbing their heads to the rhythm, it's just, it feels so amazing that they actually respond to you. Or cheering for us if you talk to them. Yeah, there's a connection with them. Create music?
Very fun.
Beyond the somewhere.
To the galaxies and the